Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
Coach, as always, thank you so much for taking some time to join us. Coach, obviously, this past week, a bye week for your program. So if you could just kind of start us out by recapping the bye week and our preview opponent.
Uh, Bye week was, I think, good for us. We had two tough losses and just trying to figure some guys out around here, have a few new guys in our program. So we were able to get back to basics, go back to square one, and fix a lot of little things that we had going on, which was, great for us. I thought we needed the time to recap those first two games and kind of get back to who we are. So we had time to get guys healed up with some, bumps and bruises, and also kind of slow things down and fix a lot of little things we had going on. As far as our opponent coming up this week, regardless of the game they played on Saturday, it's a really talented Grambling football team coming in here. We know that. You can see it on film with everyone that they've played. They have a lot of weapons in a lot of different areas, and we're going to have to make sure that we bring our A game to be able to have an opportunity to win this game. If you look at the quarterback, they have a couple of dynamic quarterbacks. They have some really, really talented receivers, and I think their backs are really, really solid runners. They have guys that try and be explosive every time they touch the football. They have a very active defense, two defensive ends, I think, that could probably play anywhere. They do a great job at what they do. So we have, our work cut out for us, but looking forward to it.
Appreciate those comments, Coach. First question goes to Dr. Cavill.
This is Dr. Cavill with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. How's it going this morning, Coach Sim?
Going good. How are you?
Doing well. You talked about in the off week, kind of getting back to the basics, recalibrating your team in a lot of ways, but getting into this matchup and this week, more importantly, you talked about the dimensions offensively of what they get done for Grambling, but specifically, it seems like what they're able to do on the ground can really open it up. How do you attack that think, defensively from that perspective, trying to stop that run?
Right. And I think, the first thing, defense one-on-one, if you're going to stop the run, you have to make sure that your gap sound. We have to make sure the guys that are supposed to be in the A gap are in the A gap, and the guys that are supposed to be in the B gap, they're in the B gap. And we're not getting washed past our gaps. We're not spinning out of our gaps. We're not playing out of our gaps. So that's number one. They do have a good ground game, and we have to make sure that we're gap sound to give ourselves a chance to stop the
run. Yeah. Yeah, at home for this matchup offensively, obviously you won't tell us the game plan, but we'll take it if you break that down to us. Surprise everybody. But offensively, what are some things that you want to get done?
Honestly, it's not a secret. We want to get the ball in our playmakers' hands. I think we have a good group of receivers, a group of guys that can be explosive. We have an amazing tight end, and we have three backs that can run the football. So it's up to us to get the ball in those guys' hands, and we have to, get our offensive line back playing the way we know the way they can play. We had two guys that were out last week, but they're back with us. So I'm thinking that's going to make a little bit of a difference for us, just with continuity, just with guys being used to playing with each other, and guys being beside each other all camp. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to those guys getting back in there together and putting the offensive attack together that we can show that we know how to score points, we know how to run the ball, we know how to throw the football.
Thank you, Coach. Look forward to the matchup this weekend.
Thank you.
Last question goes to James Hill.
Hey, Coach, good morning. I hope you and everybody in Daytona are well. Can you just talk a little bit about the transfer portal and NIL and opportunities for student athletes and what that can look like with BCU?
Coach, I apologize. I think you might have gotten inadvertently muted. There we go.
No problem. I think, we handle the transfer portal as you're not going to live in there. I think you still have to have a base for your football team and have some student athletes that you actually recruit and grow into your program. And I know a lot of folks say, well, a lot of coaches don't have that time. I don't think any of us have that time, but I still think you have to have some guys in your program that are not transferable guys. Some guys that you actually groom and grow in your program. We have a few guys with NIL deals, and I really leave that up to our compliance folks and the student athlete. As long as I'm made aware of it, I don't really get too in depth and too involved in that, because it can get hairy at times. But we've used the transfer portal. It's been good to us when we used it. We've gotten some quality guys out of there, and some guys that we're looking to make a difference for us here when we hit conference play.
Thank you, Coach. Have a great week.
Sims, as
Thank
always,
you.
appreciate your time. We look forward to speaking with you again next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.